Hello and welcome to another episode of Pivotal Moments with Lolita. Once again, we have another amazing person joining the conversation today. I am super excited to sit down and chat with Amber of Cream Soaps. Amazing product and just an amazing woman. So I am glad to have you at the conversation. Amber, welcome and tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much, Lolita. It is truly a pleasure to be here with you this afternoon. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Amber Matthews, and I am the founder and product developer behind a plant-based skincare brand called Cream Soap Skincare. And what I do is I specialize in making sure that your skin is nourished with plant-based, organic, wholesome ingredients, especially for those of us with dry skin and eczema.
I love it. And of course, my favorite product, it's eucalyptus and
yes, it's the eucalyptus and moringa.
yes. Oh, I love it. Y'all, I'm telling you, y'all see the link. So do yourself a favor. But yes. Well, Amber, I am so glad to have you on the show today and in the conversation. So of course, it's pivotal moments. So let's talk about it. What pivotal moment will you be sharing with us today?
Well, the pivotal moment that I'll share with you all today happened for me, like many of you, in 2020. I am a mother of two boys, and in 2020, specifically the 1st of June of 2020 was when my resignation from my employer took effect, and I have been with that employer for 8 years.
Wow. Wow. That is a huge pivotal moment. Wow. So, when we talk about these pivotal moments, we talk about, what you learned from that, right? Because obviously it's centering around something that's unchangeable and important. So what did you get from going through that particular moment?
Well, fortunately for me, I had already started my skincare business quite some years prior to that. And it was just, humming along, and it's something that I totally enjoyed, and it's definitely a passion project for me. But at the time when COVID was at its peak and the schools were closing, and unfortunately, my employer was not able or willing to allow me to work from home, my husband and I were faced with a decision. And that's when we really had to hone in on what's most important. So ever since I had my boys, everything was a priority centered around them, where you live, what type of home you purchase, the school district in which you choose to reside in. It's all centered around your children. So, and employment does too. How far away are you going to work from your home? Because in the commute, being away from the kids, because you get emergency calls, all these things, like children have a way of making sure that they are centered.
Right.
Every decision. And so this was another one that they were going to affect, and in no way were we going to allow an outside entity outside of our core unit to make the decision for us. And fortunately, we were in a position to say, you know what? We'll figure it out. And so that's what we've been doing, and it's been going well. Yeah. And the other thing that was very important to us was being able to being in a position to support people who are in a less fortunate circumstance. And that was one thing that was very, very important to me. And I did not want to lose that ability. And I'm very happy to say that within this year that I've been home, that's one thing that we've still been able to do. And it's something private. It's something that we don't talk about, but it's something that we've still been able to do, which is just as important as our boys.
Wow. And I'm so glad you shared that, because, the main reason why I even developed this show was because as we were entering the pandemic, so many people were afraid, and so many people were just, wondering, like you said, how will I be able to maintain, life as I know it? And how, just it was a lot of fear and anxiety around it. And what my goal was is to show that, yes, it's scary, but we've gone through these moments before in life. And really, this is the same, we're going to have to pivot, but we've pivoted before, we've adjusted before. So I love what you're saying, because one of the biggest fears was, how will life be able to maintain some of that peace that I'm used to, right? And
Mhm.
so you're showing through that pivot, and even discovering that, what, this is important to us, our family, being able to serve others and help others. And with the right pivot, you still can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
So, in this conversation, we always switch it up a little bit and talk about the adjustment piece,
Mhm.
because adjustment really has to do with adapting to something that's uncomfortable. Our pivot is kind of like our why, like that's the sexy part of it, right? But
Right.
adjusting sometimes looks really ugly and difficult. So, tell us about the adjustment part. When did you have to make the adjustment rather than the pivot?
So adjustment still centers around the boys. And as being an entrepreneur and a homeschooling mom, that creates an environment in which I have to adjust, because when I was working in a traditional role, going into an office, then I had no distractions. And so when I'm at work, I'm kicking it out. And now I could be in the middle of killing the game and I have to stop. And especially during the school year, when some of the things they can do self-study by themselves, and then other things requires me to just and refocus my attention and help them. And so I am learning that, mental health is great, but patience is even better. And so I am trying to nail patience right now.
Listen, my hat goes off to you. I have a number of mompreneur friends who
Yes.
have called me up. I mean, one good girlfriend of mine called me up, and the look on her face, and when she showed the camera on her little small angelic daughter, she was like, she must want to fight. Like, she wants me and her to fight. And I was like, don't fight the baby. Please don't fight the baby. But it's just like you said, it's been, I can appreciate and respect that it's been very challenging, just the, having to just be home, and make sure they're getting the education, and make sure you're able to still do what you have to do. My hat goes off to you.
But this is something we wanted, right? So even in the midst of all of it, it's like, yes, but I was able to step away from a situation that was no longer serving me. I'm able to be here for the boys. And ultimately, like you were saying before, COVID came with so many unknowns. But one thing that stuck in my head that my husband said to me is, but how much do you really need? So as entrepreneurs, sometimes, social media can be, it's an illusion if y'all didn't realize that. It's an illusion. Right. You don't know all of the back end stories of what people are dealing with. You don't know what resources they have available to them or what resources they do not have available to them. You don't know any of that. And so he was just like, at the end of the day, Amber, how much do you really need? Because you may not need as much as you thought you did. And so when I was able to accept that, I was like, my version of success does not need to look like other people's version of success. And the fact that I don't portray myself as others does not mean that I'm any less successful. And I'm not, because currently right now I'm in a situation that I prayed for. So
see, I love episodes like this where those, what I call them, hidden gems that just, you weren't, I wasn't ready, I wasn't expecting it, and boom, you just like back to back. Like, how much do you need? Your success doesn't have to look like someone else's. Mm-hmm. And social media is an illusion. Like, that right there is everything we need to know.
Yes, I mean, it's a tool. Social media is a tool. But you have to recognize it as a tool and not let it tear you down as a creative and as an entrepreneur. And just as regular individuals who are scrolling through this tool, don't let it make you a worse version of yourself. So yeah.
And I love that part you said about currently right now you have what you prayed for. And I think that's a huge message in itself. And it goes back to the whole, what is your why, and what did you learn from the pivot, right? Because if you get lost along the way, you have to think about, well, what was it that I prayed for? What did I really want? Not all the other stuff, but what was it at the core that I really wanted? And then see how close you are to that.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it. Well, let's see. These conversations, I always hate that they have to end, but
No.
what additional, should I say, gems do you want to leave with the viewers, as well as just again anything that you may have going on, but what do you want to leave directly with the viewers?
I guess if I could leave anything with the viewers, and if there are any female entrepreneurs that are watching this, I would like to encourage them to continue to be authentic, to continue to show up as you truly are, and to love every stage of the journey. And if you can do that, and keep your blinders on. While you're doing all those things, keep your blinders on.
Right.
And if you can do that, you will be happy with who you are as an entrepreneur. And you won't look back later on and not like how you presented yourself.
Wow. Amazing. Awesome. I love it. And again, just encouraging you all who are watching this, you see the information on the screen. Definitely check out Amber. Not only is it amazing products, but one of the things that I truly love about Amber is that you are a female entrepreneur who is not afraid to adjust other women's crowns, to help shine what they do. If you go to her page, you'll see she's always tagging other businesses, other products, sharing good information. Like, that's just what she does and just who she is.
The best part and the most fun part of the whole entire thing. Like,
I love it.
Yes, I sell products, but I love to buy products. And so if I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna share it. And that's just my philosophy.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you, Amber, for stopping by. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to having you in the conversation. So I'm so thankful that you stopped by for this conversation about pivotal moments.
It was definitely my pleasure. Thank you so much, Lolita.
You're welcome. And to all you out there, thank you for watching and tuning in. And as always, we will see you next time on Pivotal Moments with Lolita.